2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Disclaimer! T plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There, see the disclaimer. 7, 8, 9, 10. You see that all right? All right, well, we'll replace that with some graphics on the screen. This is the Hempy Cafe, and I'm your host, Glenn Schwartz, a production of Arkansas Normal. We have taken over this television station to bring you a very important message. Hemp is a food plant. Cannabis hemp, one of the most oldest and versatile plants known to man, cannabis hemp is a food plant and fiber and foliage, a very important plant made illegal by the jockstrap minions of the government of the people of the United States. We have taken over this TV station in order to bring you the important message that these bad laws must be changed. If hemp is a food plant, farmers should be encouraged to grow this plant for food or fiber or making sales. I carry a bag today, a little satchel made from hemp cloth. One of the strongest, most versatile class. They used to rig sailing ships with hemp sails. Hemp sails and hemp rope drove the commerce of the budding United States in the 19th century. Now, if a farmer tries to grow hemp, they would be busted and thrown in prison for the rest of their lives. In fact, there are many people in prison these days for hemp or marijuana crimes. And these are innocent people who are rotting in American prisons or Arkansas prisons. But they are not forgotten. And know this, we are going to get you out. Until that time, you're not forgotten. Today being December 29th, a new year starts in a few days. We're going to get you out in a year or two. Until then, you're not forgotten. I'm going to give you my rendition of Auld Lang Syne. Ah, the Hempy Cafe. We're back. Should old acquaintance be forgot, nor never brought to my inn? Should old acquaintance be forgot, nor days of old lang syne? O days of old lang syne, my friends, O days of old lang syne, should old acquaintance be forgot, O days of old lang syne. So here's a hand, my trusted friend, and lend a hand of thine. We'll have a cup of kindness yet, for days of old lang syne. For days of old lang syne, my friends, for days of old lang syne, we'll toke a bowl of kind but yet borders of all lang syne. 2012, a year of change, a year in which the horrific injustice, 80 years of prohibition against a plant, a food plant, 80 years of people being, innocent people being sent to prison for farmers wanting to grow a plant, for people being in possession of any part of this plant. Yes, hemp is the parent plant of marijuana. 99% of the hemp that's grown is grown for fiber, paper pulp, fuel, foliage, food. But if you specially breed hemp for a high THC content, you can get marijuana out of it. And the church leaders are so afraid that somebody might get high on the leaves of cannabis hemp, on marijuana, that these draconian laws that equate this basically harmless weed with things like heroin and cocaine and speed. It's just insane. And we have taken over this television station in order to change these bad laws. Ask not who is responsible for keeping hemp illegal. Ask who is going to take responsibility for changing these bad laws. I'm Glenn Schwartz. I'm the president of Arkansas Normal. I will take responsibility for changing these bad laws. They're going to change if we have to move mountains or take over the government or take over the world if necessary. These bad laws are going to change. Everybody in prison must be released immediately. Farmers should be encouraged to grow this plant, not made into criminals and filling up our jails with nonviolent victimless criminals. Heck, these are not criminals. These are innocent people who are in prison. Time for a new message on our whiteboard. One more time. We've taken over this television station to bring you this important message. We've preempted community calendar to bring you the important message. Hemp is a food plant. Boy, this is a nice sunny day for December. A little Indian summer here. And we are happy to bring you back the Hempy Cafe every Saturday night at midnight. We will bring you the message that these bad laws must change. Let's see. This towel will erase this, okay? Let's get a new message, shall we? Want this whiteboard specifically for this show to bring you these important messages of freedom, of legalizing basic rights of farmers to grow one of the most oldest and versatile plants known to man. I know somebody asking, how exactly are you going to change these bad laws? Well, we organize and we vote and we fight. All right, the Arkansas Normal meeting. Let's put those on the whiteboard. Normal is the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. We are the Arkansas chapter in one of the lily white states that has done absolutely no reform, although there is a petition being passed around for medical marijuana even now. Oh, I'm about to lose the sun here. Might have to move over there a little bit. Ah, the sun's going down on our show. Okay, Arkansas Normal meeting in January. I want to put the day on here too. Patience, my loyal viewers. All right, what are we going to do to change these bad laws? We have meetings every 2 months of the Arkansas Normal Chapter, the Arkansas chapter of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. And here's the next 2 meetings. Looks pretty good. Arkansas Normal, well, we got to have the location. We'll get the times first. Thursday, 6:30 p.m. January. All right, got that wrong. It's January 19th. All right, I think I got everything on here. Message number 2. We've taken over this television station to bring you these important messages. Arkansas Normal meeting Thursday, 6:30 p.m. for new members, 7 p.m. for existing members. Thursday, January 19th, 2012. I think last January we had a meeting canceled because of an ice storm. So I'll put the next meeting down too. It is Thursday, March 15th. Same place, the downtown Little Rock Main Library, West Side meeting room on the first floor. What do we do with these normal meetings? Organize to change bad laws. 80 years of prohibition. Way too long. The inertia of this country and the expansion of the government and the prison systems is just unreal. Travesty and justice in the land that's known as free. What are we going to do with the next normal meeting? Well, I'll read you the newsletter. How's that? Have here a newsletter. Have here a medical marijuana petition put out by a group called Arkansans for Compassionate Care. We'll have some of these available if you want to sign the petition. Put it to a vote in 2012 for the medical usage of marijuana in Arkansas, which has made absolutely no reforms. Except the governor did a little reform in the name of prison reform to keep our prisons from population from exploding. Our governor did some reforms, raised the felony limit to like 4 ounces, and gave you a second offense for possession before they hit you with a felony. Third offense is still a felony, but now we have a second offense. It used to be 1 offense was a misdemeanor, 2 was a felony. Governor gave us a little bone there. Thank you, Gov. I'll read the newsletter of Arkansas Normal here, or you can send for it. I guess that'll be the first thing I put on the third message on our board will be contact information for Arkansas Normal, being a telephone number and a P.O. box and email. I like that email. You still see this? I wonder. Oops. Let's hold this sign upright for a while. We have taken over this television station in order to re-legalize cannabis hemp and decriminalize marijuana and release from all the prisons every single person who's there for a marijuana crime. In Arkansas, in the United States, across the entire globe. Oh, I see a timer on the thing. Look at that. I'm at 15 minutes. We're halfway there. The Hempy Cafe, coming to you midnight, Saturday nights at midnight on Comcast Channel 18. And now the Arkansas Normal Newsletter for January 2012. President's Report. That's me, Glenn Schwartz, reporting to the group. A slight majority of the people now support the outright legalization of hemp and marijuana, but do not expect an instant change because of an opinion poll. The inertia of 80 years of prohibition and the vested interest of the legal incarceration police state will oppose any rapid reform. In the words of Winston Churchill, we must make our guns ring in their ears! Of course, we as Americans do not have to use guns, but we must make the united impact of our votes ring in the ears of the prohibitionists that afflict our people. The election year of 2012 is upon us. The primary election is May 22nd in Arkansas, and the general election is November 6th. Reform-minded citizens should boldly go to debates and forums to ask pertinent questions like the prohibition of hemp and marijuana. Start again here. The prohibition of hemp and marijuana is an example of bad laws based on lies. If elected, would you sponsor any reform legislation like the decriminalization of marijuana or the outright re-legalization of hemp? Ask this question to candidates. See what they say. If they say no, then ask them, well, what possible reason do you have for throwing innocent people in prison? Back to the newsletter. We also encourage reform-minded citizens to file for public office and bring up the issues in public debate. Note that both the Libertarian and Green parties are on the ballot as party entities in Arkansas this year, 2012. They offer candidates a chance to stand for office at a fraction of the cost of the major party filing fees. At the January meeting of Arkansas Normal, we will hear an update on the medical marijuana petition drive. We will also distribute material in regards to decrim in Arkansas, voting rights for felons who have completed their sentence, and prepare for a spring campaign of outreach to the public in central Arkansas. It will be an exciting year of change here in the natural state. Let's do our part and make Arkansas green. Actually, it almost looks better in the shade, you know? Except I really like the sun. Let's look at this medical bill again. Medical marijuana petition is making progress by that group in Fayetteville. There are several locations in Little Rock and central Arkansas where businesses have keeping this on the counter, and you can go by there and sign. And they will turn them into the organizers. I think they're at about 30,000 signatures. They will need over 100,000 to put this on the ballot in 2012. Just tuning in, this is the Hempy Cafe. We've taken over this community calendar station in order to spread the word of changing these bad laws and releasing immediately all the people who are in prison for marijuana crimes, or for the farmers that could be growing hemp for food. You see the parts of this? I got this shirt. Every part of cannabis hemp is useful. The foliage can be eaten as a salad. The stems produce fiber and cloth and paper pulp. And the seeds are the most valuable food source. The seeds of hemp are like what soybeans were 50 years ago. And people discover that hemp can produce one of the most nutritious forms of seed-based protein, high in omega-3 fatty acids necessary for the building blocks of your nervous system and your brain. Hemp is a brain food. And for the government of the people of the United States to be engaged in hunting this plant to extinction is absolutely insane. Whatever must be done to change these bad laws will be done this year. immediately, if not sooner. A hempy cafe. Hempy Cafe, I started this access show. Started this public access show back in 1995. Same year they sent Tom Brown, a friend of mine who was doing a movement up in Fayetteville, a regular farmer who was doing truck farming, growing vegetables and selling them at the farmer's market. And one day he decided that these laws were so unjust they needed to be opposed, and he grew an acre of hemp. Yes, it was marijuana. It was for medical distribution. And the feds came in and busted him, and he spent 5 years in federal prison. Didn't deny any of it. Said this needs to be legalized, and I'm going to do it anyway. I think the guy was a martyr, and indicative that these bad laws will not change. No, indicative that these bad laws will not stand. They are going to be changed, and soon. So when they sent Tom Brown to prison, I started going down to the federal building and protesting. Made it a weekly deal. Every Wednesday at noon, I'd go down there and picket the federal building. It got a little bored just walking around saying, free, I was just going like, free Tom Brown, free Tom Brown. So that was a little boring, so I started making it into a song. And I'll reprise you for that now. In fact, we might start doing those midweek demonstrations again down at the federal building, which now encompasses 3 blocks of downtown Little Rock. They built a whole federal courthouse just to imprison people for growing a plant. The song went like this. After another sip of coffee here. For a free Tom Brown, for Thomas Brown, for a Farmer Brown to die. Well, Tom Brown was a farmer from western Arkansas. And Tom Brown could see the future as clear as it can be. But Tom Brown, he was busted by the U.S. infantry. Tom Brown is in jail now, set him free. For a free Tom Brown, free Thomas Brown, free the Farmer Brown to die. It's just a plant. Give it a break. Look at the facts. There they are. Barry. Facts. Barry. Cannabis, hemp, the plant. Barry. Thomas Brown, the prisoner. For a free Tom Brown. Barry, Thomas Brown, Barry, the Farmer Brown to die. Well, Tom Brown now, supervised release now, so you know he's not really free. He can't smoke, he can't talk. Come to think of it, nor can we. But one day we will reach them and make the people see that a democratic majority can still be a tyranny for a free Tom Brown, Barry, Thomas Brown, Barry, the Farmer Brown, to die. Maybe we'll restart those midweek demonstrations down at the Federal Building. I wrote about 8 songs during that 1 year of protesting the imprisonment of Thomas Brown from Fayetteville for a farmer growing a plant. You know, Canada has re-legalized hemp for its uses. You can buy food and stuff for Canada. Food, fiber, cloth, made in Canada. Canada, Hungary, China, all have re-legalized or never made it illegal in the first place in the case of the Eastern Bloc countries. All right, I see we have time for one more message. Let's get this contact information up here. All right. We have taken over this television station to bring you these important messages about re-legalizing hemp and marijuana here in Arkansas, the United States, and throughout the world. Now we get contact information. I'll start with phone number. Want to find out where to sign a medical marijuana petition, or is anything else about Arkansas normal? This phone number in Little Rock, 568-1598. We have a website. If you have access to a computer, check out our website, rnormal.org. Finally, a mailing address. Running out of room here. Here, send us a letter, and we'll send you some information in an introductory packet to Post Office Box 191031, Little Rock, Arkansas 72219. And now we return this television station to the community calendar, folks. I need my disclaimer again. Disclaimer. The preceding program is a public access program and blah, 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 blah. And the views and opinions are not necessarily those of Comcast Television of Arkansas. For the Happy Cafe, Saturday nights at midnight here on Channel 18. I'm Glenn Schwartz. Good evening. Great, done.